Welcome back to Morbid Sunshine. I recently, about 2 months ago, was speaking about Ali Carter. I'll pause it. This is my video I did about 2 months ago. It was over 2 months actually, but anyway, I have been watching a lot to discover what exactly is the truth about the serious things that Ali has said. We will go through this today. Also want to point out that Ali has mental illnesses. Her real name is Tori Outlaw. Her name isn't Ali Carter, it's Tori Outlaw. Her mother, Larhonda, was on a channel yesterday. King, I can't remember his second name. I watch so many, but I will put his tag up here because this is where I have searched for like-minded individuals who thought about what she was saying in an intellectual, common sense type of fashion I wanted to not believe her because the things that she is saying about babies being hurt, children being trafficked, sexually exploited, she said she was, when in fact the truth is far darker. Ali Carter went into the care system when she was 13 years old and met a lady called Rochelle Hawks, who ended up adopting Shelly, changing her name to Carter first, then changing Tori's name to Carter, Shelly to Ali Carter. She wasn't baptized or born that name. She wasn't. Her mother has confirmed this on King's channel on a 4-hour phone-in. Now, that's a big phone-in too. I'll link the actual episode, or possibly with his permission, when he gets to look at his comments, I will put it up and discuss it, because a lot of us have been watching what she's been saying and what Jaguar Wright has been saying. Also, what is the real issue here at hand at YouTube is what we call freedom of speech, right? But when you get podcasts, and I'll say no names because I'm not advertising these people, who know the game, know the lion, want to milk the tit of the Diddy story to its core, put on anyone they want onto their podcast, onto their site. They are then open to scrutiny, and to me is part of the problem. You're funding the problem. And Ali might not be asking for anything, but she has about 8 channels. And so when I say Ali Carter, I mean Tori. Also, they are both a couple. Yeah. I didn't notice at first, but yes, I could honestly say that her right-hand person, who she calls her mummy, is actually her girlfriend to some capacity. There's some perverse relationship involved here, I feel. It might not be sexual, but there's some perverse level here. And this is what I talk about on my channel. It's about exploitation. We see cases like this in England. We're hearing about the grooming gangs in England at the moment. We're hearing about all this coming out. Everything is coming to the surface. It is. It was a matter of time, but this is due to the traction of you have TikTok, you have Facebook, all these sites, right? I haven't been on Facebook for about 4 years, so I haven't got a Facebook account. But you see in time that Shelly Carter, who is Rochelle Hawkins. It gets confusing, guys, right? But so if you've watched any of Ali Carter's content, you would know that Ali has for some time been telling us that she was a victim of trafficking, right? And that there's underground tunnels. There's all kinds of situations going on that we're very unaware of. And we've, as investigators, been very concerned, first off. You know, at first, you're watching this content, I ain't got time for this. I haven't got time. This will be the only video I do of her. But I'm trying to do a true crime channel, but I am doing things that intrigue me, interest me, have a connection to what we're talking about. We are talking about not diverting away from the real problem in America, in Europe, of trafficking. And these people are making money off the back end of it, right? Your Sean Antwoods, your Ali Carters, your Jaguar Wrights. Okay, there's probably tons of us, tons of them. Okay, they know the score. Sean Antwood has been around the block. He's been to prison for snitched in prison. You know, I have no idea, but he's a snitch. Anyway, right, that to me is to me something I don't do. Okay, I'll snitch if it's a crime. Say an offence against a child or a woman, right? But one thing you don't do is go around snitching on drug dealers. Anyway, I don't trust things like that for a start. But then you have channels that keep putting these people on, giving them the platforms. Ali hasn't gone to that. But now you see, Ali has other means to get by. As she's getting by, this is the type of cult activity that's in the year 2025 now. Okay, we have cults that are sex cults. We have cults that are, you know, they get high on drugs and there's a scam involved. Okay, I'm not judging anyone who takes drugs. I smoke marijuana, so I can't. But I do wonder what it is that Ali is afraid of. And why they're always on the run is because of the mouth she has. But at the end of the day, when I was watching King's channel, I discovered that Ali has a residence. That she lives with Shelly, Rochelle Hawkins. Her mum who adopted her at 13 for being an unruly girl. She was an unruly teenager, and this mother had no other choice. This is the hard bit. As a mother, you have other children. What do you do? If you're getting threatened by these people who corrupted this girl to basically just feeding her stupidity, and then adopted the girl. Mother needs to look after her other 5 kids, goes away. For the next 20 years, Ali has been living a confidence trickster life, you know? And I'm not sure exactly what she's been through. I'm not saying she hasn't been through certain aspects of this, but we have to question victims too. And we have to, this is what happens in law, this is what happens, you know, in the jury system. Us as a jury, we are important and encouraging this type of behaviour, which is mental illness, by the way, that you're doing. You're encouraging her mental illness to be worse. You're feeding off them stories she's telling, and you have no idea what you are thinking of. Okay? You know, do you understand that these girls have never got any notoriety or any type of attention? Look at the Gilgo case, right? Do you realise there's actual victims out there? You know, you disgust me, okay? So that's why I am not the only one who thinks this now. I have other things to discuss that's really deplorable, but we're sticking to Ali today, and I'm going to play my video again from 2 months ago. Please stick with me on my channel, because supporting me, you're supporting the truth and finding the truth. We are a few select channels out there. There is a very few minority. This is why I've not had the traction yet. Okay? I don't care for traction. I just care for the truth. This is what as a spectator, as watching this unfold and having 2 young daughters, right? I don't want any shit like this to exist in 20 years' time. So, what do? Yeah, exactly. I've got nothing better to do. So, you keep going, I will keep going. Yeah. And exposing and also highlighting serious flaws in our criminal system, especially in England at the minute. I'm really afraid. I'm very angry over that, but I have to calm down first and take the facts, what has happened, and give you my take on that. And that will be in a week's time, right? Because there's so much involved in the Britain grooming gang scandal. Let's watch a bit of Ali. And an advocate for human trafficking, especially underage trafficking. I heard her story on, I think it was Chelsea J, I'm not sure, but it really, really broke my heart. And I went and watched a few things on her channel yesterday, because this channel is mainly to do with exposing. I like to learn about symbols a lot of, you know. They're going on. They're trying. They're so trying not to be. This must be bad. Let's put it that way. I've never ever heard. I'll be honest. I went through a rabbit hole with the human case, and then also I followed a bit. Now I never read it. Everyone when Shannon went, you know, popping off. Identifying people is important. Traffic. 23rd. I am a dance teacher. I was working as a choreographer, an after-school teacher, a volunteer for doing hair at foster care agencies for free. One person has specified that this Rochelle Hawks, who had Ali since 13, under a spell, and then adopted her, somehow was a volunteer in a safe house in Riverside. I don't know, I'm not familiar with the area where she's from, but that's the name of the place. And apparently there's been suspicious deaths in that place as well. Going to look into that. And also, I just want you to understand that she has some kind of mental illness. This woman's a carer. She's exploiting Tori. And we need to put an end to... She needs to go to jail. I'm not going to lie. I feel that way about her. Right? I don't like... She is an adult. Fair enough. She should know better. Yes. But you should understand and have a bit of fucking common sense as well as a viewer. Not to donate until you know for sure, or subscribe to a channel unless you know for sure what you're subscribing to, especially when it's this topic of conversation, because you don't know what type of lifestyle you're funding. You don't. With Jaguate, you don't. Some crystal meth out there that, you can't tell when people are on drugs, yeah? Anyways, let's listen to what she said.
I was starting to turn around and try to feed the homeless and go back to where I come from, packing backpacks and things for children. I don't need everybody to love me. I don't need everybody to like me. To each its own, right? I have been screaming underwater since I was 3 months old. I went into foster care at 13, 14. We tried to do a case against Riverside County Child Protective Services because Riverside County, do you hear me? Riverside County Child Protective Services was involved in my trafficking. Can y'all still hear me? Can you just? Cool. Thank you. So, Facebook, you good? Can y'all hear me? Hi. Yes, you hi. Can you hear me? Cool. Thank you.
It's hard to really notice this unless you've been... I had to point it out to me. She occasionally looks as if she's reading or something. Shelly's always in the car next to her. She's always guiding Ali on what to say before she goes on camera. Then they have whatever afterwards. You don't know what they do after these videos. So you know what I mean? This is the type of thing. I've had someone more streetwise than me. Obviously, I didn't see these signs, but yeah. Sorry.
I never thought that we would see the day where Diddy would get arrested. And I told you guys in that Maria Z interview in 2021 that no one tells on Diddy. P. Diddy. All right? Just the same way nobody tells on Denzel Washington. People don't usually talk and stop and think about the children victims that are going through things right now as we speak, and the ones who suffered through all this bullshit. I decided to stop for a second and do some projects with projects all around, because we just said, you know what? This is our life. It's not changing. We stopped somewhere, and I've been hiding. My mom and I have been hiding. We've had our head down. We've tried to back up. We've tried to tell you everything that we can, and now we have people messaging us, investigators, people that want to talk now, when now it's because it's trending. We're still not on the subject of the kids. All the adults are covering their asses. All the adults are, I left at a certain time, yet you knew children were there. You knew these parties were not okay. They weren't freak-offs. They were satanic ritual orgies. It wasn't just adults in these parties. The adults...
I also want to mention, I'm going to do a video on Isaac Cappy. Yeah, so anyway, that's basically what she said. That we should go find the children, that sort of thing. Now, I'm going to point out, I haven't asked this guy yet if I can, right. Listen, guys, I'm not a perfect streamer, okay? King Wurld, that's him. Okay. And we were about 7 minutes into talking. A mother, hang on, sorry, don't want to hear Jaguar sing. A mother was on King Wurld's show. Go and subscribe to him. He's a wonderful guy. He talks so well about this. It's helpful, really helpful. And it was like, like I was grateful to find out that it weren't true. That type of feeling, because you don't want to spend hours looking into something like this. It's so fucking annoying. I've done it with other cases, and I stopped my channel. Yeah, I stopped channels a few times over these types, right? But anyway, his mother goes on, and her poor mother, right, explains the situation very well. And by this point, into 7 hours of the show, she opens up about how hard it was for her, and my heart really, you gotta go over and listen to it. Don't be taking just my word for it, but go to the last 4 hours of it, and there's the interview with her mum. Okay. Being from England, I don't catch these lives very well, but anyway, he explains in loads of videos. I was surprised someone popped off with it, but I made up, because I weren't going to be the one doing it. I just didn't want to. I felt it was just not appropriate for the channel, and his channel is exposing cults, a little bit like this, really, but exposing these, different type of cults that I'm used to, type of thing, a TikTok cult, basically, and fucking hell, there's loads. But anyway, he's brilliant at it, and he's got good manner of talking to these guests that he has on his podcast. I find out so much. I have a laugh as well. It's a ball, really. I like these type of shows when you just don't have to take, 10 hours just goes, honestly. Well, I was in the chat as well.
It's through my daughter.
Oh yeah, she's the definite culprit, as we all see now. I just think in the beginning, for whatever reason, with people even having a belief that anybody did whatever, that they was willing to stand behind somebody that said that, all the while not looking at the person that was right beside her, which is Shelly.
Yeah.
They wasn't even paying attention to Shelly. I'm like, what in the hell? Man,
Yeah.
I stopped.
He discovered a lot about Shelly. I didn't know. I only knew bits from Reddit, and someone told me to look into it, and I did. I went to, and I waited for this opportunity to talk about it, because I needed someone else to do it, if you know what I mean, because I don't have the tech mind for it. I don't have the space on my phone. I've busted so many phones. Anyway, right. Yeah, and he's explaining now, we discussed by this point that Rochelle is the fucking trafficker. In my eyes, she is. She's took that girl who's vulnerable away from her family, who loved her, Now she don't have anything. She hasn't went to college. She hasn't done all the things her brothers and sisters have. And this is all down to her mental illness. Also, the setting. Rochelle's took her from her family who loved her. So she's never had that stability in her life. She's always on the go. Now, think what you like of what she said, right? Okay, right? I don't fucking like it as much as the next person, but you got to understand, if you're on drugs or you have any type of mental issue and someone's in control of all that sitting next to you, you're going to do and say whatever it takes to please this fucking animal next to you. Okay? Right? So, I understand, and only that I understand. But what her mum's gone through, it's a woman's worst fear, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. Right? And she's put her mum through that. Now, I feel, if she's listening to me, Tori, please go home to your mother. Please go and speak to your mother. On the phone, preferably. You're going to get, do you know what? You need to take Rochelle to court. Nobody else, hon. You need to go and take Riverside and Rochelle to court with your mother and see it for what it is, and it's manipulation what you're going through. Okay? Now, let's listen to a mum, please. And if you have got time, please listen to this. I might get copyright strikes, but I don't know how YouTube work on these type of things, but I felt it was important that you listened for yourselves about what her mother went through, okay?
I stopped watching. I stopped watching TV just by being able to figure out what was gonna happen next on whatever
Yeah.
show. I was like, I'm gonna just stop watching this, man. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, she hurt my entire family, this Shelly Carter. She hurt my whole household because this just came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere when my daughter just started. I mean, it's like overnight she just changed once she started school. Like I said, when she started school, I got a call from a detective. When they told me they had my child down in the basement, my daughter told this horrific lie on her father, and it just unbelievable. And to know that it's still going on, it's just worsened with time.
Yep. And I think the way that it's, worsening with time, just like in the oven, simmering, baking, I think that Shelly is the person that's putting the heat on it. Shelly done been the person that's done been sitting there coaching her own. I think even at times where she might have even felt as if that she didn't want to do it anymore. I think she might have even persisted with it. And that was all that stuff, them withdrawals and all this or whatever. Let me tell you, and for people who may have seen it before, like I said, I stayed in St. Louis. I've seen several people that have had withdrawals. I done seen them have.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I have addiction to codeine. Now, I know how addictive that is, right? I slur my words, whatever. But it's like being normal to me. Honest to God, I don't have any issue. I don't abuse it. But people get addicted to this shit, and I mean addicted to really there's worse things that can take place, yeah? You go on to harder drugs, that sort of thing. And I feel in my heart there's something that has gripped her, and Shelly, Rochelle, her carer, is on them too. It just... Some of the lives don't look healthy, and that's concerned her mother too. How even though she's so livid with Tori, she's still concerned about her,
Had withdrawals from heroin before. I'm for real. And I done seen just like that stuff that she was doing sitting in there in that damn bathroom. That's that same shit whenever they can't get that dope. That's that
Yeah.
same shit. I done seen it out there in them streets. When I seen that, I was like, man, she dead wrong for that shit, man. She knows
Yeah.
she wrong for that. She knows she wrong for that. Playing like she helping that girl, getting her
Yeah.
high and shit. She sitting up there acting like she the voice of reason. Her eyes even tell you that she guilty as hell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The sight of her. Yeah. And you know, and that takes me back to, I was just reading one of the comments. I'm trying to remember how did that. That's when I noticed my daughter. She had cut herself. She had started. When my oldest daughter called me, and I was at the nail shop. She told me to get home, and Tori was mimicking her friend, and she cut herself. And I took my daughter to the doctor right away. You know, paramedics came and got her. She went to the pediatrician, and they sent her over for evaluation. And I never heard of oppositional defiant disorder, where she was in there, and I had the doctor call me and explain to me how my child likes to manipulate a negative situation. You know, she likes to turn things that has nothing to do with her, pretty much. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys could Google the definition of oppositional defiant disorder, but my daughter was diagnosed with that um, when all this started happening. And again, when all this happened, even that diagnosis, Shelly Carter had a hold of my daughter at this time. She had a hold of her, and you know, it just became worse. It worsened. She wasn't there to help her. She wasn't there to help my child at all. Thank you. Behavior.
Yes, the
Yeah.
type of behavior mostly diagnosed in
Yeah.
childhood. Children with
Yeah.
ODD show a pattern of uncooperative, defiant, and hostile behavior toward peers, parents, teachers, and
Yeah.
other authority figures. They are more troubling to others than they are to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
She got to the point where she did not want to do anything I told her. Anything that I even just staying at school, she got to the point she was ditching. She was, you know, I didn't know what was going on with my daughter. All I knew is to take my child into the pediatrician and let the doctors tell me what's going on with my daughter.
Wow. Like this is, yeah, you're gonna make me read more into this right here
Yeah.
because it's done piqued my interest. And just by what you're saying, now I see why in them videos when Allie was saying all that stuff about the said children. See, these
Mm-hmm.
are all case studies, I'm sure, that Rochelle Hawks has looked into, and
Mm-hmm.
in a smooth way, she's managed to manipulate the
Yes.
reality by way of just these situations with Diddy and all this
Mm-hmm.
other stuff that's going on or whatever. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm getting from all of this now.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
And that automatically became a fear of mine. I'm like, you have my daughter, you're coaching her to now claim that people out in the world, especially celebrities, you know, not to put anyone down or be disrespectful to anyone, but I don't know these people. My daughter don't know these people, and Tori most definitely don't have these people kind of money. But you're wanting my daughter to now say horrific things about celebrities and rappers, and God forbid somebody comes after her. You know, you're not going to protect her because you're not protecting her right now. And just to lie and say she's been her oh, that pisses me off. She adopted my daughter and she's been
Yeah.
her foster care mother. There's never been an adoption of on Tori. I didn't lose my rights to my daughter.
Really?
Wow.
And like I say, even with her saying that, like I just kind of felt like, like in my opinion, like she was pissed off or something or whatever. Like was she like not, given like the same, privileges even for that?
So that's well, I missed up this part. You see, I had to go and take my daughter to school, but yeah, that That interests me because she didn't legally adopt Tori. She just changed her name, guys. She never adopted this little girl. But she took her into the care system and groomed her, put her on drugs, made her a con artist, made her a girlfriend to some degree. I have no idea, but I don't trust at all what Rochelle is doing with her. She's in every video. Just think about it, guys.
Matter or got the same attention as her siblings or something, or
my mother and in parenting, just to put that out there as well. All my daughters were loved and treated according to who they were. And I mean that in a good way. Each one of my daughters are different. They're individuals, So so, for example, like Tori, she gave me a hard time. So you're on a punishment, your sister's not, because you the one had bad behavior today. So you can't go out or you can't do this. So there's never been anything abusive are treated differently. And I noticed she stated a lot of that too, especially, and that part hurt really bad. That was another thing, should I say, that hurted me really bad, where I know this came from Shelly. When Tori made the comment about, she said something about my I had boyfriends that raped her and beat on her. I wasn't getting enough money for her. Just all kind of crazy shit about money and income. And I'm recalling another situation where I supposed to have beat my daughter for urinating on herself. All those, and again, all those are accusations that were told to teachers and policemen. And again, these are mandated reporters. I understood why they.
And these are types of behaviours that you get with teenagers, generally speaking, which concerns me that Shelly reached onto that type of girl, vulnerable. Yeah, and this poor lady is going to go to court now, and I 100% agree with that. Thanks to King Wurld for doing all the hard work and watching all them videos, because I've watched most of them, but not on his channel, unfortunately. I've watched them on other programs, but I feel that those programs have been Shelly's and Tori's set up for it, and I feel that is where she's getting her money, through having these small channels, right? Money going into bank accounts. You could earn a fortune, probably. I'll be honest with you, I use the same phone number for YouTube as I do for my other 2 channels I have. I don't even publish on any of them yet, but you can have about 3 channels on here, I think, altogether. But you could have a hell of a lot more if you just put your email address, a different email address and a different bank card. You don't have to tell YouTube anything about I'm feeling, because this type of fraud's going on, and I'm not sure who's allowing this. Why allowing these? I suppose you can't stop what happens on YouTube, but I say, there's a lot of mentally ill people making up stories about the Diddy case, and you've got to wait for February now. I've put cases up of Diddy and things like that, but I'm not going to do any more till February now on the Diddy trial, because I'll read through, what I will do is read through the victim impact. Is this not recording? The victim impact statements and things like that, and victims and that, all that, right? And anything that is worth of interest towards evidence side of things, I will only speak about it on my page from now on, because when I'm reading civil cases and they matter of time, they become suspicious and not very prudent, then we can't have our attentions diverted, guys, okay? We need to focus on what the evidence is showing us, okay? And I am so sorry for everyone who has no evidence, because there's lots of victims with low evidence, I'm afraid. But when you make a story up and it doesn't add up, it doesn't look good, you're thrown out of court. I mean, now on Sean Antwood's channel, he was mocking Courtney Burgess last night, because he knew when he brought him on with Jaguar, that the situation he knew nothing about, because Sean Antwood's never covered anything to do with that case till he had Jaguar on, right? Then it started changing for him. His numbers went up, his subs went up, everything. But the thing is, Jaguar isn't telling the whole truth. She may be telling the truth about certain things, and certain things do come up, right? But this is gossip through the in her circle, right? What we on YouTube don't hear, and then she puts it out. But usually, it's got some kind of truth to it. But yet, since we've had Diddy come out and Diddy locked up, Jaguar has been saying all kinds of crap, you know? And that's why I'm against channels earning views off this crap, because it does get in the way of the victims coming forth, and it does get in the way of victims talking. The only victim I want to really have on my thing, right, if I ever needed to get a microphone, that would be the only time, really. And I'd interview Cassie or somebody with credence like that as evidence. I'm going to look back on certain other things as well now, because I'm really starting to think there's a scam going on here. And I'm going to make sure that they have ticked my boxes now. I have a certain system. It works. It's always worked. I don't know why. I just didn't have the trust in myself until I saw King Wurld's channel talk about it too. I felt grateful. I felt happy, helped. And I put a world off my chest thinking that, wow, I'm grateful it's not true. You know? Because what she was saying was so brutal. But there is evil in the world, and I am sorry. There is. There's people who are racist. There's people who are baby killers. You know? Do you know what I mean? And it's exposing it all this year. You know? I'm not too impressed with that black belt lawyer at the minute. He's proven to be a bit of a racist to me. Everything's about migrants on his channel. You know? There's a select group here of far right, okay? I can just see it, you know, the red pill swallow it all, right? But I'm not here to judge other channels. I'm here to try and talk and trying to understand casework. You know, I'm going to go back on the Shannon case, read more on that. I'm surprised by that case, you know. I'm still shocked. But that's why I've not been on a while, to put me right off. You know, because it feels like justice isn't in the world. It feels so hard to take in, you know. And I really am not depressed by it all, I'll be honest, because I have excellent channels I watch. I have my lovely family. I have, even if you don't have no one, have a cat, have a hamster to hug, whatever your feelings are. I'm a loner of a person. I'm not a person who likes loads of friends and things of that nature. And I'm in touch with my feelings, you know. So I'm a good creator to watch because I'm very intuitive. And usually I get it right, but I didn't with Ali. Now I'm here to tell you why I haven't. And this is the truth. I'm afraid a poor mother has struggled with this for so long now. This is the woman. That's Rochelle. That's Rochelle Hawks, Ali's carer. Now look at this lady's eyes. Now, my mum's her age. My mum doesn't have skin like that. That is unhealthy skin. Okay. Don't know what drug she's on. She looks like she's on epileptic drugs, you know, them type of drugs that make your eyes look dead. Yeah. And, yeah, I'm on to you, lady. And I don't want to see you on here again. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. I love you.